Rise and grind! Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Tech Morning Asia, your number one source of tech news around Asia. I'm Marina Bay, broadcasting live from Tencent We Start, and I'm your host for today. Let's get started. Coming up next, China reveals the first AI TV anchor in the world. Innovation progress or government strict to control media? Learn why Asia's presence at Web Summit affects its innovation and investment hubs. Silicon Dragon sets China on the path to becoming the next global home for tech innovation. Even beggars in China are now accepting e-payments. Remember this TV show Altered Carbon with the AI hotel in it? Pretty creepy, right? Guess what? In China, the TV anchors are soon gonna be replaced by AI-designed robots reporting the news. Say what? For the past couple of years, we have learned that mankind has been creating AI in human form across different industries. For example, in 2017, Instagram made headlines when it introduced the world's first digital supermodel, Shudugram, by American visual artist Cameron James Wilson, a tall, flawless supermodel from South Africa designed to be in her mid to late 20s, ideal images of who are surfing on the internet. That means that even human supermodels are about to be replaced by cyber supermodels. How do you feel about that, guys? In Hong Kong, we have our very own humanoid robot, Sophia. Created by Hanson Robotics, Sophia has the ability to process visual data, meaning that she can see people's faces, plus she can process conversational and emotional data and use all of this as a way to form a relationship with people. In other words, she is simply alive. And by the way, she is the first android in the world to be granted citizenship in Saudi Arabia. This is not all. Now, China has created the world's first artificial intelligence news anchor, which can simulate the voice, facial expression and gestures of real-life broadcaster. The news anchors were developed by Xinhua, the Chinese news agency, and the Chinese search engine Sugo. And now, just like Sophia, they can simulate the voice, facial movements and gestures of real-life news anchors. Don't get me wrong, having an AI broadcaster to read the news seems super cool. However, as a real human being, I can't help but wonder, what's the Chinese government's intention for designing this AI anchor? Is it a move toward controlling media and the way the news is told? What do you think about that? Web Summit 2018, 60,000 attendees from more than 150 countries. The biggest tech event not to be missed. And although Web Summit is located in Lisbon, it is the best way for an Asian startup to get international recognition, enter new markets, and get international investors.
Hey everybody, BFast TV. I'm Casey Lau, co-host of Rise. We're here in Lisbon at Web Summit, and we're here at an Invest HK party to introduce Hong Kong to the European startups, corporates, investors, everybody to see what's going on in Hong Kong.
I'm here at Web Summit. I'm from Invest Hong Kong. I head up the Startup division, which is the division helping overseas startups to set up in Hong Kong.
Web Summit is, I suppose now, probably the largest gathering of entrepreneurs anywhere in the world. 70,000 attendees. From a media perspective, you've got 2,500 journalists here from everywhere from Bloomberg to CNN to CNBC. All the best and the brightest are here.
Our BFast TV special correspondent attended the conference and spoke with startups and investors coming all the way from Asia.
Taiwan Startup Stadium, Alan, Jin, all the way from Taipei. What we are is incubator, accelerator. We have about 130 startups in our program. And we're all about taking Taiwan startups global.
So here in Lisbon, we are very looking forward to meeting all the ecosystem builders throughout the world, and we like to learn from them, and also we want to connect them to all the people who are interested in Taiwan. Let's rock!
Why we're good is because Taiwan rocks. Taiwan has great companies, founders who really want to take and do innovation to the world.
I'm Dave Forbes. I'm a principal with Shenzhen Valley Ventures. So what we do at Shenzhen Valley Ventures, through our DFM engineering lab, we develop products for our portfolio companies before any sort of investment. We have our investment arms in Palo Alto and Boston, and we're excited to be here at Web Summit looking for IoT, robotics, any companies in hardware electronics.
Overall, Web Summit brings together people and startups from all over the world and allows them to form communities without borders to encourage great collaborations and innovations. We're so looking forward to attending Web Summit year of 2019, and you should too. Another event is worth to be mentioned is Silicon Dragon event. It's run by Rebecca Fanning, an author and journalist who has passion for reporting on tech innovation. She hosts a series of events every 5 weeks around the world in places like Hong Kong, Beijing, Shanghai, and more. Early this month, Rebecca returned to Hong Kong to host the Silicon Dragon Ventures and Awards, an event that celebrates the top founders, venture capitalists, and best VC deals in Asia this year. At the event, China's Lu Li Shaw was on the spotlight. Lu Li Shaw is an artificial intelligence platform that teaches kids and adults English. In September this year, the company raised $72 million through its IPO on New York Stock Exchange. During the event, we had a chance to watch its CEO and co-founder Wang Yi, Princeton graduate and former product manager at Google, who believes that the AI design app is a better alternative to a human English teacher and eventually the technology substitute conventional language schools. Another super hot startup we saw at Silicon Dragon that is also planning to go to IPO was WeWork's rival Commune, China's new co-working space that recently raised $200 million Series D funding. Watch its founder Dr. Mao on how he sees his company succeeding in such a competitive space of co-working.
Why we are different with WeWork? Because we are the base in China company. We have plenty of cities, the same language. Of course, the city economics level are different. Say Beijing and Chengdu are quite different. Chengdu and Chongqing are different, but they're still a Chinese company. So you see, when you want to provide the service to the 30 cities, it's much more easier than the operator from US. You have to provide something to the UK, to Israel, to Russian. So it's very different to the so-called the WeWork model.
But also,
yeah.
your spaces are all different. They're not.
Okay.
Go to WeWork, all the spaces
Yes.
are the same.
Our space actually designed quite different.
Yeah. So
We
use your architect.
no, because of my I'm an architect, but because when the space you go into second tier, third tier cities, the users style are actually quite different from the first tier. So we have to change our model when we go to different cities. But of course, what you say is right. Regus, I think, is a so-called business office. I think it's a pioneer, and they operate quite stable. But the problem of Regus is they need to find a way to increase their profit margin and to respond to the new work style. I think Regus about 20 years and 10 years ago, the working style is more suitable for those 500 Fortune and the big foreign company. But for the young chap, for the millennial generation, they would like to have a community idea, which Regus did not provide that.
With all this blast of success and money, could it be possible that China is becoming the next global home of tech innovation? Mobile payment transactions are huge in China. From shopping malls, restaurants to local convenience stores and small-scale vendors, mobile payments are used everywhere in Chinese cities, transforming China into a cashless society. In fact, paying online is so common in China that even beggars and street musicians use WeChat and Alipay QR codes to ask for change. In today's episode, we would like to feature my special guest Elaine N, CEO and Chief Innovation Strategist at Kaizor Innovation. She helps companies to innovate in China market as well as organizes experienced digital China trips where you visit Alibaba's futuristic supermarket, fly a DJI drone in VR goggles and ride a bike for 50 cents only. We had a great chat with her about China as the most cashless society in the world, and also she taught me how to use WeChat app. Here are some key takeaways from our discussion with Elaine.
What exactly do you advise to companies that want to come to China? So you said you mentioned that you at Kaizor you focus on China market, you focus on innovation, and together with technology, right? So let's say it's a Western company out of Silicon Valley, tech company coming to Kaizor saying we want to go into China market.
Yep. I think usually the Western companies come over, they just want to do minor adaptations for the China market. And sometimes what we're selling is what they don't know. Meaning, let's say if it's a Western tech company doing a medical device, okay? So they might not know that in China, there's this other whole realm of knowledge and expertise on, like, say, acupuncture, acupressure. The whole concept of health is different. The way Chinese people view their body is we have qi and we have meridian points. It's a whole different world, right? So I think we're constantly challenged to explain to our Western clients that the way Chinese people sometimes think differently, even in products like, for example, I think in US and Europe, in some countries, people think being tan is actually healthy.
Right.
Like in China, everyone wants to be white, right?
Want to watch the full interview with our China expert Elaine? Follow the link below. Did you like today's episode? If yes, comment BFAST down below and let us know what you would like to hear from us next time. And if you're a startup or investor that deserves our attention, or if you have a friend who wants to get famous, then comment #TechMorningShow down below and we'll get in touch. Tune in next week, and until then, it's Marina Bay. Stay awesome every day.